Alright, first assignment, we had to separate the two buffers. So we start with the camera buffer and the world buffer. Over in the shader file, we had to split them as well. So we have the view followed by the projection, which matches how we set it up here. If those things got swapped, then when we sent it over to the computer, to the GPU, then things would be swapped in there, which we don't want. And finally, here we gotta set our two buffers up. So we set it up with the proper matrices size, or the size of each struct. Then we set up the register based off of what we set up over here. So we got two registers, 0 and 1. 0 for the camera, 1 for the other. So we got two cubes, and this GPU only received camera data once. Next up is the shapes. So first we got a 10 by 10 sphere. Beautiful. Next up is, we'll say, a 5 by 10 sphere. And if I wanted to do, say, a pyramid, that will work as well. And this works with, for the pyramid, let's see, pyramid. Pyramid works by picking the points and, pyramid, picking the points, each one with a total of 1 distance from each other, and then winding. A sphere is a bit more complicated than that. The sphere works based off of the n-gon idea of assignment 1, where in this case, each horizontal slice has a amount of points based off of vertical slice. The vertical slice tells me how many points each slice has, and then it repeats itself at separate tiers alongside the sphere. And this formula is derived from the x squared plus y squared plus z squared equals r squared formula. Doing a bit of manipulating it to be r square root of r squared minus y squared will give you any radius on the current sphere, and the 1 is got from the fact that this is a unit sphere. And then the triangles are set up similarly to how n-gon was for the beginning and the end. For the middle, we do I times h slice to get the current horizontal slice, and then I minus 1 times h slice to get the one above it. This way we can bind the triangles from the current horizontal slice and bind it to the one directly on top of it, so you can make the square up. Next assignment was to make 3 different shapes with different colors. So you got the shapes, got the rendering the box, rendering the sphere, and rendering the pyramid. For further work, we had to make each of them once, but because there's 3 objects, you don't really see it. Where you do see it, though, is for this question, where we have 4 objects instead. So we have 2 pyramids here. So as you see, we got the model pyramid as object 4 and also as object 1. We're using it the same way twice to save on resources. And the way that this project actually works is we start with creating the vertex shader and the input layout, followed by the pixel shader. Once we're done with all of that, we set them as the active ones. We also create a second vertex shader for the simple color. However, this one will not have an input layout or pixel shader because they are going to be exactly identical to the one that we already made. So we're saving on resources by holding off on that. And here's initiating each model. Notice how, like for further work, we only have 3 different model calls despite having 4 world matrices. That's because this pyramid model is going to be used with world matrices 1 and 4. And then once we get to drawing the scene, start with the camera matrix, object, context render, object, context render. After we draw these 2 images, we're ready to change it. So we swap to the other vertex shader. We don't have to swap to the pixel shader because again, they're identical, say with the input layout. Up to object 3, context render. We don't send the color anymore because we're working with the simple color, and simple color doesn't take in the color. And then that's it. Then we delete everything after. So for further work, the main thing I would add based off of the assignment we had is I would add a set to context and render function because we seem to be setting to context and rendering a lot, and both of them take the same exact parameter with the same exact pointer to call it. So I feel like it might be better if we just merge the two.